Rachel Zegler is toxic to any project she seems to touch, and while we've been talking a lot about her Snow White comments, the next movie she's starring in, The Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, releases in only a few months, and the PR machine has started spinning for this film because the director has come out and said how much of a fantastic actress she is and how amazingly she plays this character. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted, and of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So I wanted to start off with this Bounding into Comics article. It says, according to The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes director Francis Lawrence, the biggest difference between the core series protagonist Katniss and the prequel's Lucy Gray is the fact that the latter is an extrovert who wears her sexuality on her sleeve. Now, we've been talking a lot about Rachel Zegler, and I haven't really gotten the chance to talk about this Hunger Games film, just because they have a few months before it releases, and of course, the Hollywood strikes are going on right now, so we're not getting a lot of press for a lot of upcoming movies because, you know, in most cases these actors and actresses can't go into interviews, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have other creatives going into it singing the praises of, you know, the creative team and also the actors and actresses, and I think that they are probably in a very sticky situation right now because Rachel Zegler has made so many bad comments recently that have gotten her so much backlash in regards to Snow White. They really need as much help as they can possibly get to not necessarily fix her image, but at least make her look like she's not the worst person in Hollywood, because she does seem to have, you know, an absolutely massive ego. She doesn't really care about the people around her and also the damage that she's causing to projects that she's part of. But it says Lawrence, who previously helmed all three of the Hunger Games sequels, offered his take on the franchise's two heroines during a promotional interview given. It says, speaking to the question, will people go see a new Hunger Games movie without Katniss, he said that she was actually the anti-Katniss. Now, I personally used to enjoy the Hunger Games. I was never like this absolutely massive fan, but I watched all the movies, I read the books, I enjoyed them for the most part, but I never really liked Katniss all that much, and to hear that this character is the exact opposite of Katniss honestly has me worried, because of course we know that she is going to be a strong, independent woman who doesn't want help from anyone, and it is going to be interesting to see what they actually do in this film because it's a love story. I mean, part of it is a love story between Lucy and Snow, and we've heard from the insiders surrounding the Snow White film that Rachel Zegler actually did not want to do a romance in Snow White. She was trying her very best to get them to change the romantic aspects, so I have a feeling that this is going to be just another strong, independent woman movie, right? It's going to be a classic Hollywood formula, maybe with a little bit of sexuality, because it says she wears sexuality on her sleeve and she is a really good performer. The director also said that Lucy loves crowds and she knows how to play crowds and manipulate people, which is honestly pretty hilarious to me, seeing as Rachel Zegler is playing this character and she seems to have a massive ego, but she also does know how to play crowds. I mean, look at everything she has done over the past few weeks that she has been facing backlash. Like, she went out in public and made sure the paparazzi snapped a photo of her with her "No Tears Left to Cry" sweater. She knew that people that were, you know, sending backlash her way. We're gonna see that and we're gonna be angry. I mean, she definitely knows how to play a crowd, just like this character. But it also says this is not the first time Lawrence has given an assessment of Lucy's character. He previously said, like everyone, I first saw Rachel Zegler in West Side Story, and like everybody, I knew I was watching a star who could command screens for a generation. Now, maybe a few years ago when she was in West Side Story, people would have felt this way, like, wow, she's got a lot of potential. But she has become so full of herself, and that is a problem. Actors and actresses who say, F the critics, F fans of franchises, I'm gonna do what I want and I'm better than you, typically do not make it all that far because you push people away from your projects. Like Snow White, I have a lot of love and nostalgia for Snow White. There's no way I'm gonna see the live action adaptation. And Hunger Games, right? I was interested in this movie. I was planning to see it, but I'm not going to pay money to see it now because, of course, she is in it, because she has been hating on so many people lately and been attacking critics of this movie. And I bet that behind the scenes, even the director and the creatives of this project are starting to freak out a little bit, because this movie is only a few months away. It comes out November 17th, 2023. And I think that they are facing an issue with their lead actress's image right now. I mean, apparently Disney, from what we have heard, is going to start having crisis talks in order to win back fans ahead of the 2024 release. And we are talking months and months and months before the Snow White remake comes out. It was supposed to come out in March 2024, but it sounds like it's going to be delayed because of the strikes and what's going on behind the scenes. But either way, let's say it's 6 months away, they're already planning crisis talks. I just don't see a way that this movie is going to go smoothly in terms of its image because of Rachel Zegler. I do think that she is toxic to every single project that she touches. I do think that she has tarnished the image of this film, and because she right now is not doing any interviews because of the strikes, I think that that's a good thing because she can't say anything else controversial, but it's also a bad thing because she cannot begin to start fixing her image. And it's hilarious that this has happened because we can clearly see a few weeks ago when, Entertainment Tonight was damage controlling, or seemingly damage controlling, for Disney and the Snow White remake in general. It also, to me, screams that they were putting out this video of her saying how grateful she is and how appreciative she is in life to have this career. It seems like they were also doing that not just for Disney, but also for Lionsgate and for this Hunger Games movie. There's no way that I am going to monetarily support it at this point. I am not a fan of Rachel Zegler. I know many of you are not fans of Rachel Zegler, but I do think that the disaster with this film is imminent. I do think that they are going to face a hell of a lot of backlash because of their lead actress, and no matter what they try to say, I don't think anything is gonna fix that. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.